this again. Now our switch worked correctly without any error. That's a good job. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are continuing on working on our real dashboard for Euro Truck Simulator or American Truck Simulator. As you saw on the last video, we finished connect the Arduino to our game. Now we are working on the switches that trigger inside the game, and we start to use these switches to communicate with the Euro Truck Simulator. These switches are rocker switches. You can find it on the internet. I bought it from Alibaba. They are not very expensive. If I never mistaken, I bought it around $3. The quality is good. They are rigid. It has a 2 LED indicator, as maybe you see here. One is here and another one is when the switch is triggered on or off, it's going to switch on or off. You can find different symbols on the switch. Actually, I bought different models. One, I have a fuel pump. Another one, I have a real differential log. And one of them that I bought and they sent me wrongly is a winch power. One thing that is very important before you want to buy these rocker switches from the internet, especially from the Alibaba or AliExpress, you need to have a communication with the seller and talk with them which symbol do you need and which symbol do you like, and then you pay to them and they send to you. All right, for this tutorial I'm going to show you how to wire it and how to connect it to the Euro Truck Simulator. First of all, we need some material. We need to have some jumper wire, and also we need to have this board. They call it zero delay arcade board. What is this board going to do for us is that this board is detected by the Windows as a one generic joystick. Is detected as a joystick, generic joystick. The microcontroller here is do that one for us. Means when you plug in with the USB-B to the computer, is going to detect as a game joystick. Then this socket here work for us as a button. Means I can have this kind of the button. Means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 button. Means I can control 12 switches that connected to this joystick controller. All right. Another things, we have another zero delay arcade that they call it LED arcade. The differences is that each of these socket has 3 pins instead of the 2 pins. Here I have 2 pins, but that one has 3 pins. These pins, one is a positive, one is negative or ground, and for the LED arcade that has 3 is for the switch on of the LED. But also we can use of this board for the switching on and off the LED, because our switches, rocket switches, has a LED and we want to use them. And we want to switch on and off the LED indicator. All right. When you bought this board, they send also this kind of the cables, as you see. One side is a socket, another side also is socket, but is a 4mm female, but this is a double socket that you can see here. They send it to you, I think 12 or 13 is depend, and also they send to you one USB A to B USB connection for the computer. All right, if we want to connect our switches to these boards, we need to have two-way. Actually, we can do it in a two-way. We can cut these heads, these sockets, and we connect another sockets that I have it here, which means 6mm socket, because our pins, our male pins on the switch are 6mm socket, like this. We can do that one, but the problem is that this wire is a little short. Maybe you cannot see. Yeah, you can see now. Therefore, I'm trying to make the one extension on it. What I'm going to do, I use of the jumper wire like this, and in the one head I use of the male, and another head I use of the female, and then I have some plastic cover for them. Then I put the plastic cover on them. Then I am going to connect the male to the female, and the other side I am going to use the female to connect to this switch. Before I start to do the wiring, we need to know about the connection of this switch, how this switch is working. One of the reasons I choose this switch is that this switch has a 2 LED indicator, as I say. But the good things is that these 2 LED indicator use of the different ground, which means that they don't have the common ground, and it's very good for us. Why? This pin is pin number 6. I try to show you if it's going. Yeah, now you can see the pin number is 6, then it's 3, yes, and 2, then 5, 4 is empty, 1 is empty, then 8 and 7. Okay, 7 and 8 are our ground, but they are not common ground, means they are not connected to each other. This is the good things. Why? Because the USB port on the computer doesn't have too much current. If I want to connect many switches to this R card and use of the USB current on these switches, our LED lighting is be very dim and they are not very bright. So what I'm going to do, I use of the different power supply for the indicator on the down for the old switches, and then I use of our board to switch on the LED here. Okay, I'm going to show you now how is the brightness of the LED. Pin number 5 and pin number 7, they are the pin for the down indicator. Now I am connect my power supply to them. This is a 5-volt power supply. Sorry, I did the mistake. Yeah. As you see, I think my cable has a connection short. Yeah. As you see here, now LED indicator is on. Down one is a positive, and up one means number 8 is number 7 is a ground. How about for the real switch, when the switch is triggered on and off? Number 2, pin number 2 is our input, positive. This is the ground for the LED, pin number 8, and this is our trigger switch for the positive, which means that if now connect my positive here and my ground here, if the switch is not triggered, see the LED of the switch going on, and this is our output. All right, I am going to do the wiring for the one switch only, and I use my crimper. If you don't have a crimper, you can use of the normal cutter also. I'm going to crimp some of these wires. Some of these wires with the male and the female. This is 6 millimeter female, and I use of the 4 millimeter male, small one, to connect this R-cut to this switch. After when I finish it, I show you the finished product. Then we are going to start to configure the windows with this board, and I will show you one of the problem on the ETS2, because with the normal switch on off, I'm sure that is not working on the Euro Truck Simulator. Okay, let me finish it and I'll show you the finished product. I crimped the wires, then I connected to our switch. This is a positive, this is a output, and with the male connector, I connected to the board, to the zero delay R-cut board connector. What I am going to do, I am going to connect this socket to this board, like so. As you see here, now it's connected. The blue one is a positive, is going to the switch input, and is an output from switch. How about the ground? This white wire is a ground wire. Actually, for the ground wire, if you see on this board, we have some connection. These two red connection are positive 5 volts, means one of them is positive 5 volt, another one is ground. And also if you check here on this connection, we have a ground pin here. Second pin is a ground. So what I'm going to do, I punch the 1 millimeter socket to my ground like this. I didn't have the connection right now, just for demonstration. I am going to connect this pin to this ground, like this. But now the question is that, how about the next switches? Actually, I am going to create the common ground with this port, with this pin here. I create the one common ground, means that all the ground from all the switches come to the one of this socket. Then from this socket is connected to this pin. Then the problem will be solved. All right, this is a final connection. Now let's jump to the computer and I'll show you how to connect the zero R-cut to the PC. And also I'm going to show you one problem with these switches and the Euro Truck Simulator. Okay, let's see on the PC. After finishing the wiring, you just need to connect your zero R-cut, this joystick zero R-cut, to the computer. When you connect it to the computer automatically detects it as a generic USB joystick. You don't need to do anything, you don't need to any driver, you just it's just plug and play. When you plug it, it's automatically detected. If I right click, if I'm going to game control setting, then I'm going to property, you will see it has a window to check that which button is triggered or is not triggered. First of all, as you see here, if I trigger the button, now my LED indicator is going on, and also button number 1 here is going to on. If I switch it off, now the button is going off, on and off. Okay, if you want to switch on the done LED indicator, this one, you just need to connect one USB bank or one power bank, something like this, to your system. How you are doing, you just cut the wire of the one USB cable like this, and you just cut the head like this, and you connect it to your LED. It's going to switch on. I show you. Now if I connect the positive to positive and negative to negative or ground, then switch on my power bank, as you see now is on, and also the trigger of the switch is on. All right, now let's see what happened in the Euro Truck Simulator. This configuration has one problem. I show you inside the game. Okay, before I'm going to start the game, you have to go to the option, then you have to go to the control, and you make sure that you select the keyboard and USB joystick in control option, because by default it's maybe keyboard only or keyboard plus mouse string, but you have to select the keyboard and USB joystick. Second one, you are going to the keyboard control. I want to show you the problem. For showing the problem, I use the simplest things that I am going to show. For example, in the parking brake. Parking brake, when you press the space, the parking brake is apply, and when you again press the space, the parking brake is released. Now I want to change it to our keyboard. Now I click, then I press my key, and you will see now it's changed to joystick button 0. Then I am going to the game, and inside the game, if we trigger the switch, the rocket switch, the parking brake must be applied, and when we switch it off or release, the parking brake must be released. Let's see it's working or not. Okay, this is our truck. As you see, parking brake is applied, sorry. Now I press, now the parking brake is released. The second press, now is nothing happened. When I press again, the parking brake is applied. Watch, means we have a one trigger delay always. This is a very strange problem. I think this is because of the ETS or ATS behavior. I found a way how to solve this problem. For solving this problem, I have to go out from the game. I quit. For solving this problem, you need to download the one very small program, but it's very handy. They call it JoyToKey. This is free, and you can download it on the internet from the official website. What is this program doing for you is going to change or convert every key or every button you press it on your joystick and convert it to the keyboard. What is the meaning? First of all, when you open the program, you will see the one profile here. This is a default profile. I change it, rename it to the ETS. I create a new one and we started from the scratch, ETS2. I press OK, then I delete the ETS. Sorry. I have one of the profile. All right, I think now it's okay. It's okay now. Let's see, then I explain to you. When I trigger our switch, see, is going to show you that we have a one joystick and button number 1 is triggered. I am going to edit. Then I am going to the keyboard. I select the option input when the button is released and input 2 when it's pressed. Okay? What is the meaning? When I want to do it that one. When the button is released is for example a space. I press the space bar on my keyboard. For input 2, when the button is pressed, I want to do another keyboard. Means num-like keyboard. What is the meaning? Means that I am going to mount on and off on this rocket switch to the space and numpad on the keyboard. Means input 1 and input 2. I say OK. Then I am going to the sticks here. Sorry, it is in the wrong. See, it is in the wrong place. I need to edit it. I have to go on my button 1 and assign here space and numlock input. OK. I have to clear this button assign. So what happened? I apologize. I create one profile on the button 1. How I know the button 1? When I trigger my keyboard, you see it's become yellow color. On the button 1, I have to go to edit. I am going to keyboard. I select the input 1 as a space, input 2 as an numlock, and I select the input when the button is released and the input 2 when the button is pressed. I say OK, and then I am going to stick number 1 and upper arrow. I double click on that one. Just here I press the numpad on plus on my numpad. I say OK. Now we define that what happened when we press this rocker switch and we convert it to the keyboard. So then for the last part, we are going to assign this configuration to our game. I am going to associate profile. I already create here, but how you are going to do, you are going to add, then you give the one title, whatever, ETS2, then you give the path of the game. Where is the ETS2 here, such as this one here, for me is here. You give the path of the game, the exe file, then you select the profile that you have. You just press it OK, and that's it. I think I find that why I cannot delete it, because I already use it here. Now if I delete it, this profile can be deleted or not, because now the software has a problem. ETS, yeah, that one is already deleted, but I didn't know. Now ETS2 is working, ETS is empty. Yeah, I delete the ETS. Now just ETS2 is here. Same configuration as we have. Everything is same. We didn't change. Also in the numpad, just I need to go to the assign here and I need to add ETS2, this is a name. I need to give the path of my game, which means I am going to sorry, just a second. This in my C and game Euro Truck Simulator bin ETS2. I need to copy this path here slash, then exactly same name I need it here, my exe file, Control V. Which profile? The profile that we create, ETS2, okay, and then okay. Now I close it here, then I run my ETS2. This time, every time we trigger the switch, the problem must be solved. Means that when I off, the brake must be released, or when I on, the brake must be applied. Let's see if it is working or not. All right, again I am going to the option. I am going to key buttons. Last time we used of the joystick button, but as I told you, we mount our rocket switch to the keyboard, which means that I use of the space, as I say in the configuration in JoyToKey, and for the secondary one, I use of the numpad plus. All right, now close and drive the game. Let's see. This again. Now our switch worked correctly without any error. That's a good job. All right. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you like this video, and please stay tuned for the next video. We continue it in our real dashboard. Good luck and see you on the next video.